Can you dig it? The digits.
I can totally dig it because the Bears are finally underway for the 22-23
down
season.
The digits. Number one. QB number one.
QB number one has entered the building, has entered the chat.
And old QB number 10 sitting behind the microphone. Carl, the coach.
I'm repping.
Trubisky.
I'm repping.
Let's go.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Windy City Digits. How's everyone doing tonight? Of course, I got the wrong logo on here tonight, but that's okay. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It's a Saturday night, and the Bears are back.
Way to go, Skokes.
Skokes.
Were you at the game? I knew some people at the game, too. We were not at the game. I was moving in my daughter to Iowa.
Skokes, did you happen to catch a T-shirt for the Monster Squad? Because my son's on the Monster Squad. You need to let me know where you're sitting in the stands so I can make sure to get you a T-shirt out that way.
So the Bears.
The Bears today. Lot to talk about with the Bears today, right?
They won.
They won, right?
But?
Okay, let me start with the coaching staff. Let me start there.
Okay, all right. This sounds kind of boring, but let's start there.
We'll get to the good stuff because we want some of our regulars to be back for the conversation. So I was thoroughly impressed with the coaching staff today.
Thoroughly?
They had a plan.
Okay. Tell me about it, because let's be frank too with everybody. I did not see the game because I was moving my daughter, and so I've only seen clips and I've seen stats. So tell me about it, Carl.
So Skokes, maybe you can let me know what you think on this too. So the biggest thing I saw today was that they had a plan. Eberflus even talked about it in his press conference about how they communicated well. The game day preparation was really good. The coordinators communicated really well to the players. One interesting comment he did make in the post game comments was that the special teams, the offensive, defense.
Go ahead, man.
So, are you going to keep interrupting me?
Yeah, it was just an ad, dude. I was putting some stats up there. Keep going, man.
So he made a comment about how the offense, the Williams, Getsy himself, and the special teams coordinator, like they were talking the whole time. Like even if it was like second down, he was already telling Getsy, "Hey, look, if it's fourth down and we're less than 3, we're going for it." So everybody knew what was going on. There was one time in the third drive. The Bears were driving. At the end of the first quarter, Justin Fields made this great pass to Mooney, and they were driving, and it was like 3rd and 9, just over the 50-yard line. It was like 47 or 48. It was 3rd and 9, and Getsy had a drop play. He ended up doing a running play instead. That just showed me, like, look, he was thinking ahead. Like, he wasn't so worried about the first down. He wasn't so worried about, showing off plays. He wanted to make sure he protected his quarterback, because anyone saw Justin Fields got a late hit today that should have been a penalty. There was another play toward the end zone where Braxton Jones stepped on his ankle, and I was afraid he was going to get hurt. So
he stepped on Justin Fields' ankle.
Yeah, while I was trying to.
Well, Carl just got hung out to dry there. I'm wondering what Carl did. So.
Did you lose me?
Yeah, you popped in and out, man, like Rice Krispies.
Yeah. So anyway, what I was saying was that he had a plan, and then he knew exactly what he was trying to say. Like, Skokes, I agree with you here, right? The first drive was 3 and out, right? It was almost typical Bears offense, but you could tell as the day went on, like they got into a rhythm. Getsy got into a good play calling rhythm, especially when Simeon came in. The defense kind of found its way. And now, again, granted, you were playing against second and third string guys, but they were down 14-0 at half, and they could have easily just folded, but they did it.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, really, do you think? All right, so obviously, without watching the game, I saw the halftime score. I'm like 14-0. Starters are in. Second half, I mean, like, big whoop, they won. Um, Winning does matter a little bit in terms of team chemistry, getting them excited for a game. But I'm more concerned about the first half. Like, what were, like, if I looked at the stats here, what was the were we
Justin
equal in
Fields.
stats instead of offense? And
Well, look,
yeah,
Mahomes only played one series. He didn't need to play more than that, right? Um, we pretty much held them in check right until the end of the second quarter. So the defense, for the most part, played pretty well. Um, look, we're Windy City Digits. We normally look at the numbers, but today you couldn't really. The numbers aren't going to tell the story.
no, it's tough. That's why I was asking you. Yeah.
But Skulks, maybe you can comment, right? Like, to me, as far as the eye test was, they passed. In other words, like I saw a ton, like the second, especially in the second half, like all those guys that were out there, they were playing hard. We got a couple turnovers. Trevor Simeon came in, didn't seem to miss a beat on offense, drove him right down for 2 touchdowns off of the turnovers. It just seemed to me like, we got done what we need to get done today. We put some tape down. Now, Skulks, I'll agree with you here. The offensive line is a little bit of a concern. Now, again, Patrick is out. Hopefully he's going to be back soon, right? Riley Reef didn't dress. So, the line is what it is, right? But for the most part, other than the first series, they pretty much kept Justin Fields clean, right? They did what they needed to do.
So I mean, look at the stats that I did put up there. Those are the times the Bears had offensive possession. Like you said, the first drive -4 yards, 3 and out. Next one, 32 yards, punt. Next yards, 9 plays, 50 yards. Not a whole lot of offense that first half.
Again, if you watch the game, and that's why I kind of brought up the coaching first.
Yeah,
they weren't worrying about drives. They weren't worrying about yardage. It honestly looked like they were trying to run base plays, just trying to get a feel to see how the line looked. They ran a whole bunch of different type of plays. They ran some draw plays. They ran some screens. They ran some rollouts. They ran a deep route to Mooney that they hit, right? So it wasn't like, and Eberflus even talked about it. They didn't scheme. Like they didn't have a game plan or a scheme against the Kansas City Chiefs. So they basically came in saying, okay, we're just going to run these plays. They didn't care about what the defense was doing. If they were in a blitz package, if they were in a 3-4, if they were, a single high, it didn't matter. They were going to run the plays they were going to run. So that's why I'm saying like the numbers are a little bit deceiving because they were going to run certain plays, and that's what they were kind of looking for.
Anybody that specifically shined out to you guys today out there?
I've got a few.
All right, so go for it, man.
As a matter of fact, I got a. Let me go ahead and bring it up here on our banner here. So, first one is
E pluribus unum.
Jaquan Brisker. This kid is going to be special. He played well today, and for his first game out there, he was flying around the field. He tackles well. He seems to have a nose for the ball. If this kid stays healthy, this kid is going to be solidifying our defensive backfield for quite a while.
Yeah, actually, I am reading something off of Bears Nation that said Brisker looked fast, instinctive, powerful. And in fact, he said he didn't give up any yards by their charting when playing deeper and split safety looks. So he said this guy looks like somebody who would be a top 3 safety coming into the draft if you looked at him now. So great pickup by the Bears.
Hey, Mike, shout out. Thanks for joining in tonight. Appreciate you.
When really
Listen, and then Skolk stole my second one here, which I'm more than glad. Sharp and Ebner were impressive today. That's the one that that Skolk just commented on. Those guys were good. Now, Sharp is going to make a difference on offense. Did you see that catch that he made today?
Are you talking about Sharp on the sideline there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I could pull it up if you want me to.
Yeah. Why don't you do that? He was good. Mike, I agree with you. Dominic Robinson was really good today. Like, he brought some big time energy in the second half.
How's that? Can you see that?
Yeah, that's good. That's actually taking up the whole screen.
Let's go back to the catch.
In slow motion, of course.
His back shoulders, it puts the ball where all
one-handed catch, man.
It showed up really slow on the replay.
Oh, should I do it again?
Yeah, it just showed like we didn't even see the ball go out of Justin Fields' hands.
Oh, come on, man. How about now?
Go back to the catch.
Yeah, that's good.
Knows he's picked up, has the patience, his back shoulders, it puts the ball where all he go back to the catch. Knows he's picked up, has the patience, his back shoulders, it puts the ball where all he
Yep.
That's the other thing I'll say about Justin Fields today. He put the ball in good spots for his receivers to catch. Like that had to be the only way that Sharp could have made that catch. He had the ball that he threw to Mooney was perfect. It was a back shoulder throw. Had he thrown him any further, like he let him a little bit more, that would have been a pick.
Yeah, that was perfectly placed. I agree.
Yeah. Sanborn was also impressive today. I think he had both turnovers, right? Yeah, one interception, one fumble recovery. So he was impressive today too.
And Braxton Jones too looks great, man. I've seen a lot of good highlights from him.
And then, yeah, you know what? Jenkins played a lot today, even though it was with the second and third team, right? But he was moving pretty well. Whatever injury he had, like he was moving okay today, up and down the field, and he was on the line when we scored the 2 touchdowns.
That's good, man. I saw that it came in that he was playing, but I didn't know how long he played for actually. Yeah, I've got the pick of Sanborn as well, and then Tajay Sharp had another nice catch further downfield too.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
Like he went up for it, not worried about getting hit.
Correct.
Yeah.
He had let me see, let me just double check. Yeah, 2 catches for 44 yards. So he actually led the team in receiving today. Yeah. And my boy Daz Newsome had a touchdown today, by the way.
With Simeon?
Family show. Simeon.
Yeah.
Right?
That dude.
So, Storm, we're going to give you some props, right? Sanborn played great today. You know, like he's going to get some more. It'll be interesting to see how he plays next week against Seattle, but that guy should get some more playing time.
How's the punter? Our new punter.
I was going to bring that up next.
All right, go ahead, man.
He was worth the 7th-round pick.
Was he?
Oh, yeah. He totally changed field, and he had one, and a term you never, ever hear anymore. He had one coffin corner punt that went out at the 3.
Nice.
This guy,
our special teams look quick.
We had some pretty good returns today on special teams. Cairo Santos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the punter Gill was pretty good today. He was pretty solid. So I'd say, yeah, overall, if you look at the eye test, I as a Bears fan, I'm happy with where we're at. Right. This is what I was hoping to see in the first game. Not necessarily win. It's great that we got a win. Right. But I wanted to see guys compete and play hard. Right. So
yeah, absolutely. Did you guys see anything different about Justin Fields out there today? Although you did say, he held tough in the pocket there. Did you see anything else different about him? And, was he releasing the ball a little quicker?
Skolks, maybe you can comment on this, right? the first two series, to me, it looked like he was overthinking. There was a couple times when he tried to get the ball out to the safety receiver, like the safety valve out. Kind of like maybe along that line, Stone, right? There was a couple times like he went through his first read, his second read, and he just kept waiting, and he hung on to the ball like maybe 1 or 2 seconds too long, because by the time he got the ball out to the safety receiver out on the wing, right, he was either covered or it was incomplete or it got tipped, because everybody knew that's where he was going. I think that's the first two series. That's kind of what I saw. The third series, what was really impressive is he made that long completion over to Mooney. Then there was another reception on the sideline, the sharp reception on the sideline, which I guess could have been challenged, but Justin Fields rushed those guys right up to the line. Like he didn't even think twice. Like he's like, everybody get to the line. We're just running a play. That showed to me like he had command of the offense today, right?
I'm gonna show you this one play that I've got here. I'm just curious if this was kind of what Storm is talking about here. Okay. And this is something that I talked to you about on the show right before we get on, about Schofield kind of messing up here. So you remember this play at all?
Yeah, that was the very first series. That was actually the first third down.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Schofield got, I think they just blew right back.
So again, like if you look at it, like if you look at the play, right, it's pretty much, there's nothing fancy about it. You didn't see him call any kind of special line protection, right?
No,
they didn't really try to double team anybody. They like the center must have just tried to grab the right person. He probably should have gone to the right instead of left to double team. But after that, there really wasn't a whole lot of pressure after that. Like the line held up pretty good.
They held up some, because somebody else mentioned Mustafa didn't look too good. I thought I saw a stat or a comment like that.
He was serviceable today. I'll say that.
He was serviceable.
Look, he's not going to play center. He's not the guy you're counting on at center.
I know, it just sounded funny. You sounded like Larry. You sounded like Larry David.
Yes,
he was serviceable.
He played okay. Like after that. Look, he didn't. The other impressive thing is like we didn't really have a holding penalty today. We played a clean game today,
which is outstanding for the Bears and what Eberflus E pluribus unum wants to do. He wants to cut down. We were like at the bottom of the league in turnovers. Not turnovers, I'm sorry, flags.
My goal for the rest of the 22-23 season is to get you to say Matt Eberflus and Equanimous St. Brown in the same show.
It's Aquaman, by the way.
That's going to be the goal.
Eberflus is easy. Aquaman is easier.
Skokes, look, I agree. Like he looked a little like maybe a step slow today, but Eberflus talked about this after the game. This is the first week that they're actually going to install a game plan, that they're going to put in a scheme. I think the biggest thing to me today is like they were going to just take the tape from the day and try to figure out who's going to go where. It wouldn't surprise me if Tevin Jenkins gets more playing time with the first team next week. It wouldn't, right? Larry Borum didn't look good to me today. Like he looked like a little bit lost out there, which would explain why he's not with the starting five anymore, the starting line.
Mm-hmm.
Mustafa is just kind of keeping the seat warm until Patrick comes back. But again, for the most part, the line held up. And again, I don't think their starters played very long. I think their starters only played like 1 or 2 series. Right?
How about the running game? I saw Treston Ebner. He looked pretty good.
Ebner was the most impressive back we had today. I don't know what you guys thought, but Ebner was the most impressive back we had today. Because Montgomery didn't play today.
All right. Did we hit the tight end at all? And what tight ends did we have available?
I don't think we threw the ball to a tight end at all today.
Right.
Well,
but again, work that in there.
But again, that's I don't think that's what they were looking to do today. Like they were looking to, they call X number of plays. I didn't see the tight end. Like I couldn't even tell you which tight ends played today. I know that our the main guys didn't play today. They didn't even dress.
Well, so. And you know what? And to give Fields credit, honestly, he had Pringle out, Velas, and who else am I missing, buddy? Oh, well, Harry, but I don't know how much playing time he would have got anyways. But Velas and Pringle are two big guys that we were hoping to see out there for the Bears, whether it's on special teams or whether it's, those quick outs for Fields to release the ball.
Yeah, look, again, for a first game, it's hard to do this without without watching the game. I know you didn't watch the game today, but again, the numbers don't tell the story today.
I hear you. That's why I asked. Yeah. I mean, and you said, did the first unit for the Chiefs play most of the time in the first half? I know you said Mahomes didn't play but one series, but did the rest of the Chiefs play most of the first half?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, it's hard. It's really hard to tell.
I know. Think so.
I know from reading some articles right after the game that Eberflus and Fields were both saying that they still have plenty to work on offense to get kinks out. So,
well, and then, thanks guys for helping me out. Yeah, Montgomery didn't play, and Komet was the guy I was thinking. Komet didn't play. I'm looking at
that's you always forget his name for some reason.
Ryan Griffin didn't play today. O'Shaughnessy, I don't think played today.
No, they've got a rash of injuries on wide receivers and tight ends, something that they couldn't afford.
One of your favorite players, Kahari Blasingame, did play today. I didn't see.
I know. I couldn't remember his name. I remembered his name after we got off that show with.
Was it with Mike?
No, it wasn't with Mike. It was the guy from Detroit, man.
Oh, Captain Lou.
Captain Lou.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that yet, we'll put the link in the description. We did a show with the guy from Detroit, Captain Lou. We talked all about Chicago.
That was fun, man.
That was fun. So we'll have him on before we play Detroit.
Yeah, he was spot on, dude.
Yeah, look, again, for the most part,
Dominic Robinson.
Yeah.
Did you have his name?
That's what I think it is. Man? Storm, that's what I think it is. So that's where he got it from. So someone mentioned Dominic Robinson already. Dominic Robinson was good today. Like he brought a lot of energy with that second unit.
What about Gibson? I've seen some good replays from him. Nicholas Moreau. Yeah, those are the main guys that I heard about. Other than hearing that Mustafa and Schofield weren't playing that great.
I would say most of the draft picks that we have that played today, not all of them played, but the ones that played today played pretty well.
Isn't that exciting, man? That's good news.
That tells me that at least Ryan Poles knows how to see talent.
That's right.
Right. So
that should bode very well for us going into next year. We already know that we might be. We've talked about this between you and I. We think they're going to be around 500 if they stay healthy. But next year is going to be a really good story. Then, if these guys develop, they have another draft under their belt, and they get to spend some money.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun, man.
The other thing I would say today is that all the quarterbacks played well. Like every single one of them played well. Simeon was impressive today. That gives me confidence that if for some reason Justin Fields is hurt and can't play, we have a viable backup quarterback that can actually throw the ball and can actually run an offense.
Storm, I got him winning 8 games still.
Let me see.
Carl's got them winning 9 games.
9 games. I went with 9.
9 games.
So
9 games, man. Hey, what do you guys think about how they were making a big deal about the playing conditions? I saw a lot of pictures about it, and then I saw some people, including Brad Biggs, punch back about the playing field.
The players' union made a comment about it today.
Oh, did they after the game?
Before the game?
Huh? Because it looked lousy from the pictures, and then Brad Biggs said they had just replaced some of the field after the Elton John concert, and they were going to bring more turf in September, but that they were just dry spots. It looked bad.
Even the Bears made a comment on their website, I think it was, about how bad the field was.
Yeah,
but that's the Bears posturing.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Right.
So I don't know exactly what's truth, but from a fan's point of view, it looked bad, and you would be pissed off if somebody got hurt because of the playing field. But it also gives you just another reason to want to move to Arlington Heights and say, seal the deal.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I thought about that today. Nowhere in any of Lightfoot's press conferences or commentary did she say anything about the playing field. Nothing at all. She talked about the outside and the museums and the parks and the dome, but she made
and the floating seats.
Right. Your dad probably could take better care of that field, Skokes. I'm probably on board with you on that one. So,
I'll be out there this week putting some seed down.
I should ask my son, because my son was out on the field. I should ask him.
That's why I was joking around with you. Can he fix the field?
Yeah, I'm going to ask him.
And he said,
for those who don't know, my son's on the Monster Squad. Today was his first game on the Monster Squad. He was out there. He was actually one of the flag runners today. So we actually got to run the flag every single time the Bears scored. So thank God they scored. So we had a chance to go out there and run out on the field.
That's true. So, the first half must have been a little slow for him.
Yeah. So, but again, overall, I think the Bears played well. I think it's a short turnaround. They come back on Thursday night at Seattle, and that's a national game. That's on ESPN.
That'll be nice, man. And I agree. I hope they get some of these guys that are injured back so we can see them play.
Oh, I lost them. All right. So we are definitely having some bunch of technical difficulties tonight. So as far as the Bears is concerned, again, I thought that it was overall pretty good. They passed the eye test. I didn't think there was anything glaring at me like past preseasons to where like, God, we can't run the ball, we can't throw the ball or something like that. Like the play calling is awful. I was pretty happy with Getsy and the play calling. I was pretty happy with the defense. The first two series for both the offense and defense took a while. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel.
Can you hear me even?
I can hear you.
All right.
I was just telling everyone we're just having a bunch of technical difficulties tonight. I don't get it.
Yeah, what the heck? My cam got disconnected, so I'm using my laptop.
So we'll wait and see on Thursday, right? Thursday, it'll be a national game. Did you see the other running joke that was taking place today?
I don't know. This is not the one you showed me before. We're not.
No. There was a running joke today about how Nagy was complaining on the sidelines because there's no possible way the Bears can score more than 17 points in a game.
I did not see that, man.
Yeah, people are saying that.
What about your Sox team,
man? Let's see. Hang on a second. Let's listen to Skoke's comment real quick before we go to that. Yeah, once they get the run game, it'll be interesting to see once Montgomery comes into the game next week, and we have some kind of a game plan put in. Let's see what happens with that, because they'll be actually calling actual plays to actually drive the ball down. So we'll see how that goes.
They showed Montgomery and Nagy having a good conversation before the game.
So I'm trying to take a look at one of my monitors here to see what the score was.
Well, the White Sox won 6-4, buddy. That I just wanted to see how you're feeling about the Sox right now.
We're 2.5 out.
Yeah, it's just the same old though.
Oh yeah, and someone got hurt. Like Robert got hurt again.
Anderson. Yeah, Anderson's
out for 6 weeks.
But you know what? One good thing is Giolito has been pitching a little bit better.
Kopech played well, pitched last night. Giolito's pitching better. You know, it's just the hitting. The hitting's just been inconsistent. And again, I'm going to put that on La Russa because he can't put together a lineup. Like I get that guys need rest, but the way he's taking guys in and out of the lineup is driving me nuts.
Yeah.
So
they got to be professionals too.
Yeah,
I think I agree with you. It's got to be a combination.
So then let me ask you, did you watch the Field of Dreams game?
No, I did not watch it, but I definitely saw a lot of highlights from it. I saw some really good pictures of some of the old timers, both on the Reds and on the Cubs. You saw Fergie Jenkins throwing out a pitch to Johnny Bench.
That was cool.
You had Billy Williams out there, Barry Larkin, Sandberg.
Did you ever watch Johnny Bench's baseball show when you were growing up?
I loved Johnny Bench's baseball show, man. He had the
baseball
hat.
bunch. The baseball bunch.
But he had a genie hat too, and did some kind of.
He did. He kind of did like the Karnak. Yeah, like the Karnak thing.
Oh, that was sweet.
I think our audience is old enough they can get it.
And This Week in Baseball was an awesome show, man. Showing the highlights of it. But the Field of Dreams is. I mean, why pick the Cubs and the Reds? Just maybe because they're local, it's closer to
the Cubs made sense to me because they're affiliates in Iowa, right?
Yeah, I get that.
I think it would have made more sense to pick the Reds. I mean the Cardinals and the Cubs. That would have made more sense to me.
Yeah, that rivalry would have been better.
So I don't know how you were last year. Like last year,
that game was phenomenal last year.
But because it was the first one, my eyes were completely glued the whole time. And I got emotional when they were walking out from the cornfield. Like that was just
like Grosstein on the score, man.
And then this year, I got emotional when I saw Griffey and Griffey Jr. walking out, and they're like, "Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch?"
Yeah,
like that was just super cool.
I heard about that. Some people like really are tuned into that. I get bored of the same thing. So I hope they kind of change it up a little bit. I don't see why they need to do that every year.
It'll be interesting to see who they have there next year. I mean, it would probably end up being someone like the Red Sox and the Yankees, right? Jeffrey, right? You're with me on this, right? That opening sequence or scene was pretty cool. But that's just my 2 cents on it, right? I thought the game was cool. I didn't watch the entire game, but I thought
that 2 years in a row Chicago teams won, so that's special.
Yeah, that's nice. Good. But it'll be interesting to see next year. Like I would love to see the Red Sox and the Yankees in that game.
I agree. Right? If you're going to get rivalries in there, then yes, absolutely. I think more people will watch it. But
Carly, did you know? Is that really true that they're not doing it all next year? I don't know why they wouldn't want to keep that going. Yeah, the Ray Liotta thing was pretty cool too.
Because it gets old.
Speaking of Ray Liotta, do you know how many gangster actors have passed away this year?
A lot, man.
A lot.
Paulie from The Sopranos, Ray Liotta. Another guy from Sopranos died too, didn't he?
Paulie from Goodfellas.
Nah, not Goodfellas. Sopranos. Paulie from Sopranos.
I think you're wrong, but it's okay.
I'm not wrong. I just finished watching the whole series of Sopranos. Paulie from Sopranos.
Ah, so they are building a youth sports complex on the grounds next summer, so they can't host the game. Okay, well, hopefully they'll return back to it.
That's good for the youth, man. It's better for the youth than these high-paid MLB players.
For the Utes.
The Utes.
All right, so we covered baseball. What about the Bulls? Anything?
We cover baseball, man. You are not. This is not a one-sided team here. Baseball, man. What about the Cubs?
I just asked you about the Cubs in the Field of Dreams game.
Oh no, that wasn't it, man. Hey, you're the guy that we picked up from Cleveland hit a homer today.
Fermil Reyes.
Yes. He's going to catch the Cubs by storm and hit like 35 home runs next year. The Cubs are going to pick up a bunch of guys on the off season, and the Cubs are going to be about 500 next year. Mark my words. All right, now you can move on to the Bulls. That's all I needed to say. I need to get some more Cubs out there.
I'm going to cut that clip. We're going to save
We're
that.
we're completely Sox heavy because they're
I'm going to cut that.
Right now.
I'm going to cut that scene right there, that little clip. I'm going to put it as a short. We're going to save it.
You should.
I take a mark. So
they're going to be 500.
You posted something the other day on the Bulls about Io.
Io looked ripped. I mean, when they're talking about Io doing amazing things this offseason or whatever, I think it is just the guy has put the work into the gym and put some weight on his body because they showed him he looked ripped. He looked like he gained 10, 15 pounds already.
I think all the guys are putting in some pretty good work this year.
I mean, it sounds like it. I mean, we saw clips of Alex Caruso shooting threes. Patrick Williams played 5-on-5. Schooling Mobley, looking aggressive. And then most of the guys were in LA. I don't know how long they're playing.
Yeah. I that was the first time I had seen whatever you posted on Twitter. Is the first time I had seen it. It definitely looked like he put on some muscle. He's been in the weight room.
Yeah, somebody was mentioning it, and I asked, I forget who I asked this about, but what do you think it would take for Io to take over like a starting role? Is there any realm of possibility that would happen? Do you think it would only happen if Lonzo was unhealthy or if he's even just a little iffy?
I think in the next... For this year, he would only be able to become a starter if someone got hurt.
Yeah, I think so too.
Next year, if he's going to be a starter, it's not going to be for the Bulls. Like because he's at the end of his rookie deal this year. This is the end of his contract. If he doesn't resign, it's because someone's going to offer him big money to go to another team.
Well, it's pretty darn possible too. I mean, we got Lonzo hooked up for another year after this year too.
Lonzo's hooked up for like another 3 years. So is Caruso.
I thought we only had Lonzo's 3-year deal. Did we give him for a 4-year deal?
Now, look, if Lonzo doesn't play much at all this year.
That changes things.
That changes things a little bit. But
I'm going to look up his contract.
So.
Oh, no, you're right. 4 years, man. 4 years, $85 million. Yeah, 3 more years.
I love when you say those words.
Yeah. You don't need anything more to make your head grow, man.
My head's already taken enough of the screen already as it is.
That is true. And you're free. Now you're frozen. Oh, you were frozen, man, like a plane. All right, you got any food questions for me, man, today?
I did have a food question today.
I had a great banana split from Oberweis when I got home.
Did you go there's like a famous ice cream place out in Iowa.
We did not go out. I don't think it was mentioned, man.
I don't think it was great.
I'll have to ask my daughter.
I
need something to lift my spirits up, man.
Your daughter's going to be going on to do great things. Shout out to Abby. Abby, if you're watching.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
If you're ever a parent and your first goes to college, it's kind of sad, man.
I've been through it 4 times.
Yeah. Each time it's sad, dude.
Well, this last one, the youngest one,
it's different.
She left town. Everyone else was in town, so it wasn't so bad.
Oh, that is true, man.
Last one left town.
All right, so hey, if I were to tell you number 49, okay, so I did a comeback today. It was Chris Sale, Jake Arrieta, and David Tate. I would discount David Tate out of those 3. But if you had a chance of Arrieta or Chris Sale coming back to the Sox or Cubs, which one would you take? Because those are pretty darn good pitchers that each one of them had?
I'd say Arietta.
Would you really? Why would you say that? I'm kind of surprised.
I was never really that big of a Chris Sale fan, to be honest.
Why is that, man? I'm surprised.
He wasn't as that. Like, he's never had a I guess he had a dominant stretch when he was with the Red Sox. But I think even Arrieta's stretch that he had was even more impressive than whatever the best that Chris Sale's ever had.
Well, yeah, Arrieta's 2 seasons were phenomenal. I think they were as close to a Bob Gibson type of year that anyone's had. But I would also say that Dylan Cease and Verlander are pretty close up there in terms of the kind of year Arrieta had. Close, not exact.
Yeah.
Because Arrieta had, I think he had 2 no-hitters that year.
He was just dominant.
He was amazing, man.
Like for the Sox, I would take Burley over Chris Sale.
All right.
As far as lefties are concerned.
Actually. Okay.
So.
Oh, I love Mark Burley, man.
Here's my food question for the day. Since today was the Bears' first home game. Are you going for the tub of popcorn, the nachos, or the so-called soft pretzel? Which one you going for?
Okay, I always go for nachos with jalapenos to warm me up. That would be in a colder game, but I like nachos and jalapenos. Load me up with the jalapenos. I wish I could have an extra thing of cheese because I'm always finishing that darn cheese, and I'm trying to scrape more cheese out of there, man.
Now, the only thing I've noticed lately, and I don't know if they're going to change it, but when it was COVID, right?
Yeah.
They gave you the plastic tray, and then the chips in a plastic bag, and the cheese in like a cup
container. Yeah.
That was sealed.
Mm-hmm.
Or like before, when like the old school where they would pile the chips in there, and the cheese would be all over the place because they can never get it right in the little container. And then the jalapenos were just dripping all over the place.
That's the way to be, unless you get too much cheese over the nachos and then they get soggy. No one wants soggy chips.
But by the time you get back to your seat,
yeah,
right? I mean, like the cheese is already cold by the time you get back to your seat.
Man, I don't know what kind of nachos you've been eating, man.
And I'm not a jalapeno guy on the nachos.
You got the bad nachos. You got bad nachos, man.
Crowley, you got some kind of weird combination. Does Crowley, do you have some kind of weird combination with nachos like you did with the what was it with the ketchup the other night?
Whatever. Was it a hot dog?
No, it wasn't a hot dog.
No.
It was something weird that he had the ketchup.
Did he put like mayonnaise on it?
It was like a cheesesteak. Wasn't it a cheesesteak or something like that?
Italian beef.
Italian beef.
Did he put mayonnaise on it?
I do mayonnaise or fries. That's what I do.
Nachos and cheese, yes.
Everybody went with nachos.
Buddy. Well, I would also do the pretzel. I would want both of them, man. I want the pretzel and I want the nachos. That's my meal. I don't even need any more food.
So you would go with the nachos over getting like a hot dog or a Polish at a game?
Katie would comment on food. Yeah, I would. I love nachos and I love the soft pretzel, man.
Katie, you already know that I eat slow already as it is, and I walk slow. So,
dude, you are the slowest eater of all time.
Not gonna happen.
You are like a sloth.
Yeah. You could be halfway through the pizza and I'm on my second or third slice. You're already through the whole thing. So, no. So do you like if you're at the concession stand, you get your beer, and then you're getting the nachos. So you're not getting a hot dog?
Nope.
Huh?
Because I'm gonna be drinking my beer. So like I eat nachos and I might eat a pretzel, but I'm I've got a lot of calories in that beer, so it's gonna go towards that, man.
Did you ever get popcorn
No popcorn. Popcorn's at a movie theater, man.
Extra butter?
Extra butter. No, movie theater, man. That's popcorn is for movies.
That's what I'm saying. Extra butter at the movie theater for the popcorn?
Oh, I thought you were trying to convince me that I should
No.
have, extra butter.
Does Katie get to actually have any popcorn when you guys go to the theater, or is that all like you one of those guys like where you got the extra large Diet Coke?
We watch our
and the
movies
total
at home.
butter?
We watch our movies at home. I go see movies with my son Nathan. We used to go see Marvel movies.
So are you putting a tub of popcorn like this?
No, we put it right in the middle, man.
Okay.
We put it right in the middle. We don't fight over it.
I think you gotta have at least one sandwich at a game. I'm not a big fan of hamburgers at sporting events, but hot dogs.
But I think that's why you.
I don't know what you guys think.
That little Santa pouch in front of you. Ho ho ho! It's because of the amount of sandwiches you eat. You have two meals 3 times a day. I only have one meal 3 times a day, sometimes only 2.
Are you saying I look like the kid from Spider-Man?
You like hot dog and a beef at a game, right? That's you. That's just you.
Yeah.
And you try and work it off, and you gain muscle, but you got that little Santa belly. You could play Santa Claus for our school.
I don't think I'd pass.
I think it will work out, man. I'll get you the suit. I'll get you the beard and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Go. So, hot dog over a burger. Yeah, I agree. You got to get a hot dog. I'm not a big fan of burgers at games.
I think we've exceeded our time tonight.
I think everyone's kind of enjoying the conversation, but okay. Say goodnight, Vic.
I'm not getting off until you get off, buddy, man.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Watch us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and soon to be Roku. We're going to be on Roku soon. So we'll get you guys that information once we have it. We're expanding. So we appreciate everyone. The usual cast of characters. We thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We do appreciate it. Hit the like, subscribe.
If somebody would like to come on as a guest, please contact us.
Because I need a break from Vic. So
we would love to have you on here. And it doesn't have to be some love
and digits.